Well, now to the partial government shutdown, now entering its second full day with no clear end in sight. Leaders from both sides of the aisle say the government shutdown is bad for the country, but they don't agree on how to fix it.
So lawmakers have today off because of the Yom Kippur holiday. The next votes will happen tomorrow afternoon. The Senate will take up the same Democratic and Republican proposals that failed to pass 2 nights in a row.
Meantime, the White House says mass federal worker layoffs could begin as early as today because of the shutdown. Now, these firings would be part of the administration's effort to initiate a reduction in force targeting furloughed federal employees. Now, we first told you last week about the memo issued by the Office of Management and Budget warning of possible cuts in the event of a shutdown.
Now, the expected layoffs come on top of the tens of thousands of federal workers who have already been furloughed, and while they wait for answers about their next paycheck, some D.C. restaurants and bars are trying to help them out.
Yeah, 7 News reporter John Gonzalez live this morning with how local businesses are stepping in with shutdown specials.
Yeah, many are planning for tough times ahead, and some spots like Franklin Hall here in Northwest D.C. are now offering food and drink specials for federal workers who suddenly find themselves without paychecks. 7 News was at that establishment last night talking to some of those federal workers, and the patrons there say the shutdown specials not only help them save money, they also bring co-workers together in a tough time. The general manager saying giving back is the least they can do for customers who support them year-round. Furloughed federal workers tell us these deals can make a real difference, even if it's just enough to cover their next meal.
It's a shame that grown men and women can't get their stuff together, to keep our federal government open, and people certainly feel the crunch. It was tough already. A lot of DC's already on edge, not knowing if they're going to walk into the office and have a job or not.
It's nice, and they don't have to do anything, but they do. It's almost sad where it feels like it's an annual. It happens often, and at this point, it's kind of old hat, I think, for a lot of these places.
It does feel like a vicious cycle, and this shutdown comes at a time when food banks here in the D.C. area are already stretched thin. The Capital Area Food Bank says 41% of households affected by federal job cuts are now struggling to put food on the table. Reporting live, John Gonzalez, 7 News.
And we also spoke to 2 restaurants in Alexandria who are now serving shutdown sandwiches. Federal workers can get one for free at Pork Barrel Barbecue and Sweet Fire Donna's. All you need is your work ID.
A free pulled pork sandwich is not going to pay the rent. It's not going to pay their utility bills, but it is a symbolic gesture that says, hey, we feel you, we see you. This sucks.
Any gesture that appreciates the hard work of federal employees, I think, is worth a lot in the area. Because we're all raising our kids here, and it's expensive to live here.
The restaurants have been doing this since 2013. We've got more details up right now on WJLA.com.
WSSC Water says it will offer help to federal workers affected by the shutdown. The utility company says it will not shut off water for workers behind on their payments. It's also waiving late fees and extending the deadline to apply for a program that helps people who are behind on their water bills.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore is blaming Republicans for the shutdown, and state Republican leaders are pushing back, blaming Democrats. Moore says he's ordered state agencies to try and continue to provide federally funded programs to Marylanders. With the state home to about 260,000 federal workers, he is offering an emergency loan program, and he says some furloughed employees may be eligible for unemployment benefits.
I do want to be very clear. The longer this unnecessary federal government shutdown goes on, the harder it is for us to keep services going.
Really, it's unconscionable that Senators Van Hollen and also Brooks did not cross party lines and vote to stop this shutdown.
Now, Moore has set up a website for Maryland workers impacted by the shutdown. We've got a link up right now at WJLA.com. We've also heard from D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser on the shutdown. You can hear her statement to federal workers and find information about the new program she just launched to help people looking for a job. It's all up right now on our homepage.